Hello, everybody. I'm back. Hi, how are you? How you guys doing today? So today I want to talk about three of the certifications that I have really been getting a lot of use out of when it comes to the way that I see things and what I do in learning and development. Okay. I know it's been a minute since I've been back, but I've really been really busy to say, okay, so I haven't found a job yet. I'm still looking for a full-time job, but the volunteer work I'm doing is really like it's just like I have a job, right? I'm really doing a lot of stuff, a lot of exciting things too. So if you follow me on Facebook or LinkedIn, you'll see some of the stuff that I've been posting. I've been writing articles and publishing in online on blogs. I have a an interview that I'm scheduling that's coming up to talk about the L&D stuff that I'm doing. So that's really exciting. And I talked about the escape room that we did recently. It was a lot of fun. Excuse me. We have this other curriculum that we're modifying for a project we have starting in January. So there's just a lot of stuff that I'm doing. But while I'm doing that, I am applying and talking to people, networking, meeting new people, and trying to get a job with benefits. Okay. So all right. So let me just start here. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. So the first one I want to start with, y'all, is my Prince 2 project management certification. All right. Now, I worked in a policy office in government. However, we always had projects going on, always, always. And I only ever heard of PMP, the project management professional, okay, through PMI, Project Management Institute. I looked at that stuff. It was too much. No, nobody hired me for, project management knowledge even. Okay, because we're not in a projectized organization, so we didn't really do that stuff. But I saw that me having some knowledge of project management was just going to make my job easier, okay, and the job of my team a lot easier. So I went to get my PMP certification. Uh, it was about a week. I think it was a whole week. I had to go to class from 9 to 5, and so my job paid for that, and then I had to take the test. It was proctored. I remember I took it in my kitchen at like midnight. Okay, as a proctored exam, somebody had to be online. I had to show my ID, make sure I wasn't cheating or anything like that. And I passed. I passed the first time. I was nervous as hell. Okay, because first of all, those tests, those certification tests. Now I took the practice exam and I passed it 3 times. When I got that the actual test, I'm like, what the hell is this? They had questions on there I had never seen before. I'm like, I didn't study this shit. I mean, this stuff. So, but I ended up passing because you just make associations and stuff like that or whatever. So it turned out fine. I ended up passing the test, and I got the certification. All right, so let me show you what I did with it. Okay, and I'm still using it. I still use it. So let me share my screen with you so I can show you what I did. All right. Now this, let me make this bigger. Oh, that didn't do a whole bunch of good. Okay, let's see. Oh Lord, that's worse. All right, let's just leave it like that. Okay, so this is my Trello board. I use Trello for everything, y'all. I love Trello. I tell people if Trello goes down, I'm going down with it, okay? Because I have like everything on this board. So this is the Prince 2 process right here that I use. So this is a project that I did in 2016. I managed the very first federal evaluation conference. Okay, we call it Fed EvaluCon. All right, and this was my Trello board. So the process is in Prince 2. Now Prince 2 is from England. or the UK. That's the UK certification. And PRINCE is an acronym, which means Projects in Controlled Environments. Okay, Projects in Controlled Environments. That's why it's called PRINCE too. Now, okay. So starting up a project, that's the first part here. So I had to do a project mandate, the project team, the project product description. Now let me just click on this real quick so you can see what it is, okay? So this is the purpose of the project, and the documents in Trello here, it allows me to, create the documents. Let me see if this will pop up really quick. I'm not gonna show you this whole thing, but I just want you to see. Now this was a lot of work, especially doing it the first time. I had to keep going back to my Prince 2 book, and I had to reach out to other people who had done Prince 2 just to make sure I was doing it right. But actually doing the process really helped me to continue my learning after getting the certification. Okay, so here's the project product description. So this is the purpose of the conference. Okay, now this is what it's composed of: the venue, attendees, speakers, marketing, handouts, logistics, the derivation. Okay, the development skills required to run the conference. Okay, customers' quality expectations. Okay, all of this with the priorities and acceptance method. So how the executive and the project board was going to accept this project, after I was done with it. Okay. All right. How do I shut this down? I'm shutting down everything. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's that. So all of these here, the daily log I have in here, the meetings that I went to. Okay, so this is something that you absolutely need in Prince 2. You have to log all the stuff that you do. Now, the first thing that I actually had to do, I put over here. Okay, and this is my lessons log. So this is me going to other people. Let me open this really quick. Other people who had done conferences and asking them, can you share with me your lessons learned about conferences that you've run? So before I did anything, this is what I did. Because I'd never done it before. And even if I had done it before, I would still go out to other people and say, okay, I'm doing this kind of conference. Can you share with me some of your lessons learned? Okay. And some of the lessons learned I put in here, and I have another attachment here. It doesn't have to be Excel. It can be a Word document or whatever it is that you want to use. Okay. Most of these people I talked to on the phone, some of them I met with. All right. So I just wanted to get that. And there's a okay. So initiating a project is the next step. Stage 1, stage boundary, all that. So Prince 2 was a very valuable certification for me. Okay. It actually helped me to plan this conference, which turned out beautifully. Okay, it turned out beautifully. We had separate work packages, the way we did the list of attendees, all of that stuff. Now, had I not been able to use this, it would have been just a clusterfuck, pretty much. Okay, so Prince 2 is really useful, and I still use it today. When I'm doing some things. All right, now, okay, how do I get back to me? Here we go. Okay, so the next certification that was extremely valuable that I still use right now is my value engineering certification. Okay, it's called Management of Value. So for Prince 2, I went to a class, okay, face-to-face with an instructor. I went through PCCS, professional certifications and consulting services. I had the training on Quantico. There were a few other people in class with me, and we all did that together face-to-face. The Management of Value, which is another certification from the UK. They have some good stuff, y'all. Okay. Management of Value, I did online. So I purchased the course online. And it was the same kind of proctored exam, okay, that I took just with the Prince 2. Okay. But this time the training, I went through it myself, which it was really good, y'all. I mean, it was very interactive. It was like cartoon characters and stuff, and they showed real amazing examples of every single thing that they were doing. Okay. So this one was really good. Now, after I got the certification, nobody really has a value engineering certification around. I had a hard time. Like, I'm serious, like a really hard time. It was easy for me to reach out to somebody who done project management. Okay. Those people are all over the place. Value engineering, No, it wasn't easy. And value engineering is actually something that Office of Management and Budget recommends. They have a value engineering, what are they, those papers that they write and stuff. I forget what you call those. But they have that, and they recommend that agencies do that, okay? So value engineering is really about getting the most value out of your resources, okay? Taking out redundancies. It's almost kind of like lean, okay? So I have not been able to practice all of the whole spectrum of value engineering just because like nobody really asked for that. But I saw that it had a lot of value for what I was doing. So let me show you one of the aspects of value engineering that I actually use frequently for things, okay? All right, let me share my screen again. Okay. Now let me show you this. It's the FAST diagram that I use. Now FAST is an acronym too. What the hell does that stand for? Function Analysis System Technique. Okay, that's the FAST diagram. It says it's usually prepared in a workshop setting and led by someone with expertise in preparing FAST diagram. Input for the diagram is received from workshop participants. Now listen. One of the things, let me make this bigger so y'all can see that. Y'all can see that diagram. This is what I want to go over right here. Okay, so one of the things that FAST really brought home to me, and I've talked about this in my other videos, is that the why of something is just a very, very abstract how. How and why are the same thing, okay? Why is just a very abstract how, okay? Now, let me show you in this example right here. Now, this is a mousetrap, okay? So this is a mousetrap using the how and why logic as described above, and that's with the value engineering, okay? Why do you use a mousetrap? Come all the way over here to the left. To eliminate mice. That's why you use a mousetrap generally, to eliminate mice, okay? Now to find out how you do that, okay? How do you eliminate mice? You go back to the left. Yeah, you go back to the left, okay? And you ask, how do you? All right, so now you have to use an active verb and a measurable noun. So I say to eliminate mice. How do you eliminate mice? You kill the mouse. How do you kill the mouse? You swing the striker. How do you swing the striker? You trigger the striker. How do you trigger the striker? By attracting a mouse. How do you attract mouse? It holds bait, okay? And you can keep that. How do you hold the bait? And you can keep going back and back. Now, once you're back here, now it's called the low order function. This is something very concrete, okay? Low order, how, very concrete. Hold bait, okay? Now look at how abstract, eliminate mice. Okay, now there are countless ways you can do that, right? Please forgive me, my, PETA people out there or something, but this is just an example, all right? So if you go back the other way, you'll ask the question, why do you do it? So we just got to very concrete by asking how. Now we're going to go back abstract or the higher order function by asking why. Hold bait. Why do you hold the bait? To attract the mouse. Why do you attract the mouse? To trigger the striker. Why do you trigger the striker? To swing the striker. Why do you swing the striker? To kill the mouse. And why do you kill the mouse? To eliminate mice, okay? Now, this is helpful when you have some kind of process that you're doing and you're looking for ways to save time, to save on budget, to save something, okay? And so it's to understand what you're doing. First, understand what the process is, and then maybe look for ways where you can possibly, add more value somewhere, okay? Or because when you look at the function of a thing rather than just what it is, like the name of it, that really helps you to see it more clearly, Okay. So when we're doing, let's say we're doing supervisory training, what is the function of supervisory training? Okay. To have effective supervisors. Okay. Now you would say, okay, using an active verb and measurable noun, how do you have effective supervisors? And then you say, well, how do you have that? And then how do you have that? Listen, I did this process with my team members. It was not easy. It's not easy. We do a lot of things in learning, not just learning and development. Let me just concentrate on L&D because that's where I am. Let me take this off real quick. Oh, excuse me. We do a lot of things in learning and development without really knowing how, without knowing how we're doing it, okay? We don't have this whole story. We don't even ask the question, what's the function of training? Okay? We barely ask that question. And then if we do ask that question, we go directly to the abstract, the higher order function, to have effective leaders. Okay? So if we would actually take the time to do a fast analysis on a lot of our higher order functions, we will discover, first of all, we'll discover we don't know. Okay? We discover that we don't even understand why we're doing the things that we're doing. Okay? Because we're so concentrated on that higher order to have effective whatever. Okay? All right, so that's the other one. It's the management of value, the value engineering. I use fast analysis for a whole bunch of stuff, okay, to really just help me understand why am I doing what I'm doing and how do I do what I'm doing? Is this the best way to do what I'm doing? Okay, and a fast analysis is a really good way to help you get the real value out of that whole function and process. Okay. All right. Okay, the last one, the last certification is I am a certified hypnotist, as I talked about before in one of my other videos. Okay. And that was one of the, is it funnest or most fun? That was one of the funnest. That was one of the, I really like this course. Okay. I was 100% engaged the entire time. Now, I did not go, now I paid for this myself. Okay. The whole thing was about, I don't know, like $900. Okay. It was, how many weekends? I had to go on like the whole day on Saturday and Sunday for like 2 months of weekends or something like that. Okay. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Now, I didn't get into this to get a certification. Okay. That just happened to be something that came out of it. All right. I got into it because of theory of mind. Okay. Now we are in the profession that I'm in is L&D, learning, development, and evaluation. Okay. Understanding how people think, which goes with my total behavior. I talked about the theory of choice theory. Okay, which in a large part of choice theory is total behavior, that our behavior is made of 4 different things: acting, feeling, physiology, and what's the other one? Feeling, acting, thinking. Feeling, acting, physiology, and thinking. So let me share my screen again. Theory of mind, in the simplest terms, if you look at this over here, theory of mind simply says, I understand that my thoughts are different than yours. Okay? My beliefs are different than yours. The way I think is different than the way you think. Okay? That's really what it says in a nutshell. Okay? There's components to it, but that's the gist of it. Okay? What I think is different than what you think. Do you see why this is important for learning and training and development? Do you see why? Because what we tend to do is feel like if I just tell you some stuff, now you're going to think the way I do. Okay? You're going to believe what I believe. You know, you're going to do all that stuff. Okay? All I got to do is tell you. Okay? Now, we know humans don't work like that. We know they don't. We know they don't. All right? Yet, what we do, so theory of mind, let me see if I can find another thing over here, because it really, it has a lot to do with executive function too. Okay? Me being able to make my own decisions. So, and I'm talking about executive function in contrast to, oh, this is a really funny one. What does that call it? What's that Pavlov's dog thing? You know, that thing. Okay. In contrast to reward and punishment. Okay. You're just doing this because you're going to get a reward, not really because you're actually thinking and seeing and believing differently. Okay. You're just doing it now because, you know, you've been conditioned. Yeah. You've been conditioned to do it this way. Okay. So executive function is me actually having the volition to make those decisions on my own and knowing that that's something I can do. What is this? Okay. So theory of mind plays an enormous role in the way that I design learning, the things that we incorporate into what's already there, the way that I teach, you know, the way that I help other instructors teach. You know, this kind of stuff is important because, and I talk about this ad nauseum in some of my other videos, so I'm not going to go a whole, you know, go into this a lot, but theory of mind is important. And it's something that is the foundation of what I learned in hypnosis. Okay. I'm telling you, if you ever have a chance to take courses in hypnotism or hypnotherapy, okay, do it. Okay. They even have free stuff online. Okay. Because before I signed up for the course, I looked at the free stuff online, which really got my, you know, captured my interest. I was like, I gotta do this. And I found a local hypnotist in Manassas, which is not far from me. I only had to drive like 10 minutes to get to class, you know. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And we got to practice on people, you know, well, we had to do that for the certification, you know. And it was really great. So certified hypnotist was another one that was very, very useful and valuable. I'm glad I took it and I'm using it. Okay, I'm absolutely using it for the stuff that I do today. Okay, so those are the ones. Prince 2, very valuable certification. My value engineering certification, management of value through Axelos, and my certified hypnotist certification. And I've actually hypnotized some people close to me. Okay. And I had, after I got the certification, I had two clients that I used this process on. Okay. So far, but I don't really advertise. Well, not really. I don't advertise as that right now, because that really wasn't the goal. The goal was not for me to practice as a certified hypnotist. The goal was for me to get that information and incorporate those principles and practices into what I currently do for learning and development, which is what I do. Okay. The goal was achieved, you know, because I do incorporate that stuff in there. But if somebody needs to be hypnotized every now and then, I can do that too. Okay. All right. So that's all I have for tonight. Okay. Now, when I come back, what I want to do, so this is my Trello board, okay? I have a lot of boards here, you can see here. So what I want to do is from this board right here, I'm not going to pull it up because I got a whole bunch of stuff on there that ain't none of y'all business, okay? I want to show you some of the really, really cool learning and training things practices, tools that you can use, in the classroom or wherever you're doing training, somewhere, wherever you're doing training, formal or informal. Very, very good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I did a lot of research on that. And so that's what I'm going to share with you next time. Okay. Okay. Remember, thumbs up this video. There's a thumb up and a one down. Okay. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Okay. If you think it's valuable, other people may want to hear it, be interested in these certifications or getting something that'll enhance what they're doing in learning, share it. Just, press share and share it wherever you want to do that. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, and you're going to hear other really good stuff, okay, on this channel when it comes to learning development and evaluation, stuff that you won't hear anywhere else, I promise you, okay? All right. Thanks for rocking with me tonight, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.